Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow, what a nice, warm, kind of humid Friday morning. Kind of that humidure, damp, wet, soggy feeling morning. Even though we really had a lot of rain, which we really do need kind of heavier rains. Here comes Prince. Hey, Prince, hey, boy. Up, down, don't jump on your daddy. Hey, good Friday morning there. To all those that tune in and watch the daily blah, blah, blah to get the morning going. That's what we're going to do. Get over here to the house. The kid is on greenhouse duty. She is down there enjoying that beautiful greenhouse. Who would have imagined just so long ago that the Iceman would have gotten creative in his life and created something for the daughter where she just truly has a love and passion for the greenhouse. Isn't that nice? And she's probably like, Dad, don't show me in my sweats. Morning. Good. How you doing, baby?
Great. How are you?
Can't hear ya.
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
What are you doing?
Looking at a gray, another $60 collar laying on the ground that someone's going to destroy and eat.
Look at all the thistle.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't that look like
We should just
Scout?
grow thistle.
Doesn't that look like Scout laying down?
Yeah, it sure does. Is he alive? How are the plants doing?
My seeds are sprouting.
Wow. All right, I got to go in and get the morning going here. So let's get inside here and see what the other dogs. It's awful quiet in here. So, there's, look at that there, huh? Look at that little cute little boy. What a good little boy. Hi there. Where's the rest of everybody? Wow. Wow, are they all accounted for? I don't know. Got the two older dogs. Where's Rebel? Rebel! This is weird. So I don't know who are we looking for? Gypsy and Rebel. They've disappeared. I think they're in the house with the wife. Isn't that interesting? So we've lost Rebel and Gypsy. Let's see. I've got to go back in here, everybody, and see where the hell everybody is. Rip puppies! Rebel! Gypsy! Come on, puppies! Rebel! I don't know. Well, you got me, everybody. It's complicated. We have 8 dogs. I'm just going to keep it on. Oh, there's Gypsy. Rebel destroying the hose. No, Gypsy, don't do that. Come on. So this is interesting. So where did Rebel run off to? Come on, Gypsy, let's go. Come on. So the back room area is kind of open up for my dogs to get in the back room to see the wife. Come on, there he is. Come on, let's go. Come on. Hey, Gypsy destroying your hose. Gypsy, come on. Oh my gosh. There's always something with the pack of 8. And there they go. There they go. There they go. Go chase the deer, the animals, the rabbits, the raccoons, the foxes. It just doesn't end. I got that back here pretty well locked down, but the problem is the deer are running through that fence and destroying it. So it just doesn't ever end. It doesn't ever end on the Iceman's challenges of maintaining the new German Shepherd puppies. Come on, puppies, you hungry? Let's see if we can get them over here and get them excited to eat. Because everybody's always hungry. Come on, puppers. They've totally gone. Have disappeared. So we're up on the barn here. You can't see half the time where they are. Yep, they're up here. So now, if you go a few days ago, they'd be on the other side of the property right now. But as long as the deer didn't run through there and destroy it, but as it's so green, it's going to start to change when it'd be harder to see what's in the back 40 there. Come on, pups! Come on. Here you go. Here's big boy Diesel. He's a big boy. Come on. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Come on. You hungry? Come on. Aren't you guys hungry? Oh, well, look at this. Rebel is right here waiting for us, everybody. Come on, Ginger baby. You got to get upstairs because it won't work. It won't work with your little butt down here. Come on. I left the food out. How about that? Kind of forgot about that. So you can start eating. Somebody went to the bathroom back here. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. Come on, get up there. Oh, got those 4 anymore. Just see 4 dogs. Even for me, I think, do I have all the dogs here? I don't know. So there's, oh, good. Most of the food bowls. So yesterday I put all his food down. They're eating so well. You can see, like, for the Diesel dog here, he's not even really, is he even hungry? I don't know, but you know what? I left this back door open. I'm going to close that. And, because otherwise these guys can get out. So that's a project. So get the bowl here. All right. Yeah, Diesel just doesn't seem to be that hungry. And so whatever. I'm not really even giving these guys treats and the food. These guys look like they're starving. I mean, sincerely, my brother says my dogs look fat. My brother's dogs look a little leaner, but incredible. That Axel dog, Diesel's brother, he looks so much leaner, but he's about the same weight as Diesel. Luna, she's kind of a small dog. So she's kind of like Gypsy. I think just a little smaller. Here we are in the collection of all the stuff that never gets used. When's the last time that I rode? You know, even for me, it's like, I don't know. When's the last time I even rode this stuff? All I remember is that clutch being so heavy, and I bought a clutch kit for this thing, and I never have gotten motivated to do that thing. So it's just wow. Wow, the motorcycle ride. I'm just not excited. Just not excited about riding motorcycles right now. Just too much going on around me. Just too many challenges. Just is kind of just really a bummer. The bummer of time of life. You know, you get older, you think, you're going to be older, and you're going to be looking at having your big bank account. Yeah, right. You know these stories of all these people that they plan their future, and does it ever play out the way they think it is? Pfft, I'm going to tell you straight up. The ones I know, it never does. I haven't seen it yet. Look out, Puff. Come on, dude. What's going on? I mean, what's going on, Diesel buddy? Huh? Yeah, what's going on? I don't know. Yeah, so here we are at the last day of Friday of the first week of April. And, you know, what do we gab about today besides the craziness? If you're watching my channel, you saw yesterday how I went to Dulles Dodge. And I walked around and showed you the prices of cars and the future to be. I think a lot of people think that Trump will back out. I think a lot of people think that Trump is going to they're going to call his bluff and he's going to back out. I mean, I think a lot of people think that's where it's all going. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. But what I got to think this morning was, first of all, I think the country's going to go broke. I mean, I think we're truly on the path of this country going broke. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on that. But, I mean, I still scratch my head. So you have 25% more money to spend going forward as time progresses. Because everything's going to be 25% more. Everything's going to be. If you don't understand that, then it's not even worth listening to my conversation because you don't understand mathematics and the world as it turns. But really what I got to thinking to myself was, this is perfect for us because we've witnessed what's going on around us that really follow my channel. And it's once again, it's used the cars as the pawn. The cars are truly more than ever in our world a pawn. And so I thought to myself, with the Joe Biden administration, the pawn was the green agenda and electric vehicles. That if you're a Joe Biden fan and you're a green agenda activist, you loved how that administration wanted to make the world a better, safer place, cleaner place by bringing the electric revolution throughout the world. And they gained a lot of traction. You have to honestly say that Joe Biden did gain a lot of traction on the green agenda movement. But once again, for those that follow that theory and that mindset, they all supported Joe Biden's idea of you have to pay more for everything that you want to have so that the world can be a better place. And many people are okay with that. Now, let's look at Donald Trump. The followers of Donald Trump support the idea that having high tariffs and more expensive things to bring back jobs to this country is a great idea and great thing. So it's so incredible how it's so opposite but yet it's the same tool and it's the same pawn being a car. The cars and motorcycles, the thing that most men and women too have a desire and love of, the Ice Age. That's why I named this channel Ice Age, the internal combustion engine age, the love of the noise, the rumble, the smell of the exhaust. And it's incredible on how we've witnessed Joe Biden wanting desperately to push away the Ice Age to the EV age. And now we're in with Donald Trump, who's desperately presenting that he wants all the jobs back in our country, and it doesn't matter how much you have to pay for that to be accomplished. Just like the Green Agenda, it doesn't matter how much you have to pay to have new energy, new transportation. You're just going to have to suck it up, buttercup, and play to the tune of the powers to be and what it's going to be. Wow. I mean, sincerely, this is just beyond believable. So now, for the Joe Biden team, the Obama, the George Soros, however deep you want to get with the Democratic Party, feeling that they're more of that type of nature of the organization that is wanting to take control more than ever of us. But all governments want to take control of you in some ways, I guess you could say. But the point is, if you think it through, we're now being hated by the Green Agenda because of Donald Trump's getting out of the Green Agenda. We're now being hated by the Democratic Party that doesn't like Donald Trump's policies. And we're now being hated because of Donald Trump bringing a guy in named Elon Musk that is, in his world, is showing how corrupt the Democratic Party is. Even to the point that Elon Musk on X regularly posts that the Democratic Party is the most hateful party to be. He does. Elon Musk literally attacks the Democratic Party and says they are very nasty people, basically. I mean, I'm sincere. I mean, keep in mind, I'm not saying this. This is what Elon Musk is saying. So anybody who's watching my channel, I just don't really get off and going around and mocking people. That isn't who I am. But for the record, Elon Musk is having a field day, being he controls his own social media channel, his whole social media infrastructure, and he can kind of say whatever he wants to a degree. And he is definitely on the movement of the non-liking the Democratic Party because of what they're doing to him. And what's so incredible to me is I talked about this over and over and over again for the last basically 5 years, 4 years. Bring Donald Trump back into presidency, and guess what's going to happen? The hate machine is going to come all back. The hate machine's going to all be back. The burning down, the burning in the cities is all going to be back. Antifa is going to be back. BLM is going to be back. Wow, everybody, are you paying attention, anybody? Are you paying any attention to what's going on with Donald Trump back in office? Of the media hate machine, all back again. All the people that don't like Elon Musk, burning down dealerships, burning down electric cars. People protesting in the streets because they think Elon Musk has to go because he's shown that the government is so corrupt, it favors and entitles a select few, and the monies that the hard-paying taxpayers contribute to this government are used foolishly, and it's not right, and it needs to be taken under control, and this government operates recklessly, and it needs to be governed better and run better, more like a business, for all the waste that this government in our country has. But you and I, just the little guys, we're the guys that get beat up. And the reason we are the guys to beat up, because you hear about the deficits and all the money that this country's indebted to that could eventually bankrupt it if we can't right the ship. But most people don't believe that stuff. So, but the point is, once again, you and I got to pay the bill. Under the Green Agenda, you and I had to pay the bigger bill to continue to live a lifestyle that you would want to live, and everything got more expensive. Now, under Donald Trump, he's wanting to right the ship and try to get the balance of the trade throughout the world on a more level playing field. And he wants to take this deficit of our country down by getting more tax money through the tariffs on other countries to pay our tax problem. But you and I are part of that. You and I are going to pay more for your car to be fixed. You're going to pay more for your car insurance. You're going to pay more to replace your car. The body shops are going to charge more to repair a car. The list goes on and on and on because everything is, for the most part, tied into the cars and transportation of our society that drives the narrative of what Donald Trump's trying to do worldwide by punishing other countries for not playing fair trade. And if the other countries don't come to the table and play fair trade, it's going to get even more expensive. Yes. And for some reason, Donald Trump, I'm befuddled on this, everybody. I mean, do we really have to have everything here built in America? I mean, aren't we more of a world free trade market? And I get it, that we have a challenge going into countries where they have stupid ass high tariffs. I get all of that. I understand that. But it's because these smaller companies are scared. These smaller countries, they're scared of us. They know that by us bringing product into their country, they don't have the infrastructure like the country of what we live in the power that we have. And so they deliberately make it so it's challenging for us to get into their countries because they know they could circumvent their own country's economic infrastructure if people go to work. It's a two-way street. There's no way anybody here can tell me it's just a one-way street. But what you have to really say to yourself is, for the most part, we've been kind of humming along, and things, for the most part, have kind of been, I guess, okay, or have they been? I mean, that's where the stock market is in a downward spiral, like not seen since 2020 during the pandemic. People are freaking out like never ever seen because we're so concerned about these tariffs and what it's going to do. But you just think to yourself, I talked so many times about how under this stock market, on how is it really the real stock market? So many evaluations and analysts of, people have stocks at 700 times value of profit to earnings. No, get out of there. No, don't do that. Don't get out of the freaking barn. You just always are into something, buddy. You're always wanting to create a problem for your daddy. So now I got to adjust the barn door here, and they're all going to freak out. Nope, come back here. See, it's all fine line right here, this barn, where they get out, and I don't think chase them around the damn neighborhood this morning because that's what they're going to do. They're going to run around property. So for the idea that we have to bring everything here, and I get it. I don't think that Trump thinks that everything has to be built here. But, what do we don't even have. To me, it seems it's too fast. Some people will take this conversation that you're being anti-Trump. I'm being more like, is it just way radically way too fast? I mean, I guess at the end, if Trump gets everybody crawling on their hands and knees to come back and they level the tariffs. And what about this idea? No tariffs worldwide. I know Trump talked about that years ago, was no tariff, no tariff. We don't charge you tariff, you don't charge tariff. Yeah, I don't think that's even possible anymore, that conversation, because these countries rely so much on tariffs of goods coming into their country, and the governments live off the tariffs. I mean, remember, who's being rewarded? The government's being rewarded. Are you and I sincerely, are you and I being rewarded of these tariffs? And this is where it goes. It's the green agenda ideology versus its bring back jobs ideology. So the green agenda ideology is that you're going to pay more for everything that you want to eat, drive, energy, because you're going to help the world be a better place one day. But under Donald Trump, you're going to pay more through the ass, like never ever seen, at the fastest pace ever, to make America great again and to bring back all the jobs of manufacturing stateside versus international. But the other countries have to step back and say, how is this fair that now we're just going to cater to all of America, of them circumventing us and putting all their manufacturing in their own country. But yet they want us to stop bringing cars to them from our country, and they're going to penalize us. I mean, like I say, everybody, it's easy to talk about how you can just go and tell somebody pay more money, and this is the way it's going to be. But in the long run, I think that we're going to find out you and I are going to just be paying even more money. Who has 25% more money? So just an example, last year, let's just say you made $100,000 last year. Now, we'll just use $100,000 that you brought home, just to keep the numbers simple. So right now, basically, you could just say that now you need $125,000 to live the same with this tariff. That once the tariffs come to be, and it won't happen overnight. So I'm no fool to every car being more expensive overnight. That's not going to happen. So it's going to be a curve before the real deal shows up and people start dropping their jaw on how much a new car is and how much parts are and how much it costs to fix something and how much your insurance is, and the list goes on and on and on. But the point is, in so many ways, you and I need to make $25,000 more if you're making $100,000 a year. If you're making $50,000 a year, you need to make $12,500 more. I'm talking about bring home pay. I'm not talking about gross income. I'm talking about 12.5 bring homes and require you to make about $18,000 more a year. If not 20, I would say conservative, 16 to 18 grand more a year to have 12.5. $125,000 a year income, you're going to basically need to be able to make about $1.50 to net yourself 125. But I mean, so the whole point is that where we're going now with the Trump administration is it's the same thing that the Joe Biden administration did to us, and it made us pay through the ass to continue to live the lifestyle you have, but yet you don't really see the hardships per se of people going broke during the administration under Joe Biden. You saw people getting rich as all get out through the stock market. So now the stock market doesn't agree with Donald Trump's views and ideas, so it's going downward. But the stock market agreed with Joe Biden's views and ideas because of the Science and Chip Act, the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act. These are all huge government subsidies being handed out. $850 billion Inflation Reduction Act that was designed to entice manufacturing to come back to this country, to entice battery manufacturing, solar manufacturing, car manufacturing. The Chips and Science Act, $57 billion bill that was passed, that was to entice the semiconductor industry to move domestic and to build infrastructure for the Taiwan TSMC, Taiwan Semi Manufacturing Company, who's out of Taiwan, is building a huge semiconductor facility out in Arizona, and to entice other companies to come statewide, like NVIDIA, to quit outsourcing their chips to their overseas. And so Joe Biden kind of got that rolling in so many ways, and what came with that was the semiconductor business lit up like never ever seen because of the artificial intelligence, the generative chat GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, stop doing that, became the hottest thing in the semiconductor industry of lighting NVIDIA up because it was a game processor versus a more just computer processing chip that got everybody excited about how the artificial intelligence is the next biggest, greatest thing ever going to be, and that that was the stocks to chase because NVIDIA couldn't keep up with manufacturing for the demand of what these computers need to be able to create the human robot, the human computer. And it's so interesting that how during the pandemic, the generative pre-trained transformer was shut down for a while because under Sam Altman, OpenAI, Bill Gates, and other people that really got the movement going to opening up the internet where anybody could basically go in and interact with artificial intelligence. That's really what got the ball going more than ever. And so once again, under the Joe Biden term, the people all got fixated on how all this new technology, especially artificial intelligence, was going to drive our country in a whole new direction, and the world powers to be under our country, even though the DeepSeek artificial intelligence out of China kind of gave everybody an eye-opener of what they developed for a fraction of the cost of what it's costing our country to bring this artificial intelligence. But what goes along with that is, with the Joe Biden powers to be, it created a lot of uncertainty of these data centers that are being built more than ever, at the fastest pace ever, that the amount of electricity required to drive these data centers isn't really within hand's reach. And that's a whole nother thing I never have gotten to. Believe it or not, I have to have a whole conversation about electricity and how the main focal point is more than ever on how electricity is so badly needed, energy so badly needed for this artificial intelligence, because these data centers are putting in these massive servers and infrastructure, and the amount of energy that these data centers need to really support artificial intelligence at the highest level yet of mankind, it just doesn't have the enough power to run the data centers to be able to enable them to do that. So Elon Musk, Sam Altman, many of these people that are in the artificial intelligence are trying to push for faster growth of the infrastructure of electricity. But that, again, creates another problem, which means money. It means that you and I are going to pay even more money for electricity because of the infrastructure that's being pushed onto the infrastructure of electrical companies throughout our country to build out bigger networks, bigger power lines. And yes, there's the stories of having their own self-sufficient data centers with mini nuclear capacity, their own nuclear little stations that run these data centers. But the whole point is, it's going to be another, kick in the head to you and I of how much money you're going to have to spend for electricity, because electrical companies are going to have to spend. Hey, come on, stop it. What are you doing? Jeez, it just doesn't end, everybody. Look. If they're not eating something, it says they're not happy. Now, who put the water bottle there? I have no idea. It doesn't end. So once again, so in all reality, we have so much going on in front of our eyes with Donald Trump coming in and changing the direction of the country from the green agenda whole focal point to the bring it back to America, tax the hell out of the world on the goods to be that come here or go there. And for the auto industry and the motorcycle industry to now see that everything they're selling, for the most part, is going to be more money, because everything that's built has some components from overseas. So everything's going to be impacted. But, it does crack me up. Because yesterday I went to Dulles Dodge and I had conversations with people. And I've had other conversations with other people outside of the car industry, the motorcycle industry. And they just really think that the consumer, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody that watches my channel, knows me on a personal level, but the message I really got was, the people are going to continue to show up. They're going to continue to pay for this stuff, and it is what it is. Wow. But what I hear commonly referenced is, well, this is kind of going to be like the pandemic. I'm like, you are so off on that. Where do you think this 25% increase in pricing cars has anything to do with the pandemic? And their thought is, well, every car sitting on our showroom floor that doesn't have the tariff on it, every brother's going to show up to buy those cars. Well, yeah, okay, I can see that. I can agree with you. But once the other cars that come in with a 25% tariff, how's that going to work? And I think many of them think, well, they're just going to, it's going to make the pandemic. It's going to be probably a much tighter supply in cars and product because so many people went out and bought and cleaned out the dealer's lots, dealer inventory. So it'll be back to supply constraints, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but during the pandemic, the government handed out so much free money, everybody. The amount of free money. Free money. People sitting at home, not having to work, getting paid to sit at home. Businesses getting paid payroll protection. The list can go on and on and on. That Joe Biden administration that Donald Trump actually kind of started before he got out of office, just for the record. For the record, Donald Trump was the guy at the payroll protection ball game. So Trump was trying to salvage his presidency by giving back to the American people in that pandemic for not losing their job or being homeless. So the whole point is, during the pandemic, people were stuck at home. They had nothing to do. People's lifestyles all changed, where they're driving back and forth to work. that opened up the door where they weren't spending an extra 10 or 15 or 20 grand a year to commute back and forth. They're at home now. So it opened up the door for them to go buy a motorcycle, go buy, whatever. And so it's a whole different ballgame. And this time around, and for the record, the price of fuel went to borderline zero. I mean, everything got very inexpensive for that short period of time, but then it started trickling the other way, and we saw how the inflation got out of control, and we saw how the Fed raised the rates. So it's a whole different ballgame. There's no way you're going to convince me that this is going to be a pandemic repeat. It's going to be a bankruptcy repeat. It's going to be go broke repeat of 2008-9. I mean, you think about it, we're getting ready to be close to 20 years from the last major fall of this country in 2008-9. We're at 2025. So you go to 2026, you're then at 18 years this country's had a run. If you think about it, I mean, really, this country's had a hell of a run from about 2011-12 to present day. We've had some bumps, but we've had a hell of a run. So how long does the run last? Wow. And what was 1929? Wow. Yeah. When is Donald Trump's presidency over? Hey, hello. Does history repeat itself? Yeah. Does history repeat itself? If you don't believe that, then you don't know history. Most people don't know history anymore. That's it, everybody. I'm going to leave it at that. The dog's here having fun, eating all the plastic bottles. And I hope everybody has a blessed Friday. And stay tuned for more, Ice Age TV adventures. What's next? Who the heck knows? But I got a busy day and I got to go. So God bless. Have a great Friday.